Just how violent do you think this attack was?
Very violent. She had broken bones in her nose and contusions to her head.
No stab wounds, no gunshot wounds. You immediately go to asphyxiation.
His intent was evil.
He said, Pam's been murdered, and I just lost it.
Pam was killed, Pam is dead. We couldn't believe it.
You have a young girl get snuffed out. She had her whole life ahead of her. It's just not right.
He theorized what could have happened to Pam.
It's very odd that you got to go inside his head and say, why is he doing it?
How did your conversation with Pam's family start?
I played a video for them.
What is this?
They were shocked.
No! You got something?
I lost my sister, so is justice served? I don't know.
And tonight, we're on the case in Sanford, Florida, 30 minutes north of Orlando. It was here in the shadow of some of the world's most popular theme parks that an American tragedy slowly unfolded. Pam Kahanas, a U.S. Navy recruit, was murdered while celebrating the end of her basic training. The heartbreaking crime forced investigators to sort through the young woman's shattered dreams in hopes of finding the clue that identified the cold-blooded killer who had stolen them. August 5th, 1984. It was 7:23 on a warm Sunday morning when the Seminole County Sheriff's Office got a disturbing call. Who first reported the crime?
It was a gentleman on his way to work. He was driving down the road. He noticed what looked like a female slumped over in the yard.
The man stopped his car at the vacant home to see if he could help. Did he get close enough to see that the victim was dead?
He did exit his vehicle and walk towards it until he recognized it was a body.
Within minutes, officers were dispatched to the location.
When detectives arrived on scene that day, they located an unknown female victim, roughly in this area right about here. She was in a position of kneeling, almost like she was praying. She was dressed only in a pair of underwear.
Was it obvious how she had died?
They knew it was some type of violent attack.
There was no stab wounds, no puncture wounds, no gunshot wounds. So you immediately go to asphyxiation.
The injuries to her neck were substantial.
It looked like she actually made her own claw marks around her chin and neck area, trying to get the hands of her attacker off of her neck.
What did the motive appear to be from the outset?
We always thought it was sexual in nature.
Near the body was the victim's clothing. It was a uniform with the insignia of the U.S. Navy. What stood out about the way the clothing was found?
Her military uniform was kind of balled up and thrown near her, as well as her hat. Investigators believe that she was most likely killed somewhere else and then dumped at the location that her body was found.
What made them think that?
The way her clothes and stuff was kind of thrown around, they thought maybe the person just threw them out of the car before they drove off.
They removed her items along with her and put them all in the same place, as if somebody was cleaning out a vehicle.
That theory was strengthened when the officers following the car's tire tracks discovered more clothing. How far away from the body was the bra found?
Approximately 200 feet. It appeared to me that as they were leaving, they noticed this on the floor and just threw it out as they were driving down the road.
Investigators also collected other items at the scene, including several that appear to have been recently purchased.
She had several bags from Kmart, Sears, and the Naval Exchange with things like a swimsuit, some shorts.
The timestamps on the receipts made it clear she had been killed just hours earlier. But the most critical clue was found in her shirt pocket. How were they able to determine who the victim was?
In her left front pocket of her white uniform was a Liberty Pass and her military ID, the name Pamela Kahanis.
A quick call to the Orlando Navy base where she had been stationed revealed that Pam was a 25-year-old recruit who had just graduated from basic training that weekend. The information only deepened the resolve of every investigator on the case.
Any case this magnitude, when someone is an active duty member of the Navy, they're giving themselves over to our country and they're fighting for our freedoms, is an absolute big deal.
You have a young girl, graduated out of the Naval Training Center. Career was just starting. She was looking forward to going different places, and her life gets snuffed out. It's just not right. She had her whole life ahead of her.
But detectives knew they had to put their emotions aside and focus on the job in front of them. As Pam's body was taken to the medical examiner for autopsy, officers went door to door looking for a witness. Did anybody in the neighborhood hear unusual activity that night?
Nobody. There was a corner lot, was vacant.
And based on all the evidence at the crime scene, investigators concluded that Pam's killer was only in the area for just a few minutes. And the choice of an unoccupied home on an isolated street was part of his plan. What did the location of where the victim was found indicate to investigators?
It was a rural area at the time. Whoever dropped her there had to have known the area.
But the choice of location also raised questions.
Why that particular lot when you're in plain sight from everybody on the roadway? That was puzzling.
Detectives hoped the answer to those questions might ultimately lead them to Pam's killer. But before they could even begin to put together a list of potential suspects, they still had to embark on the worst job in law enforcement: telling the family of a young naval recruit that she had lost her life, not during a battle at sea, but at the hands of a sadistic monster right here at home. The murder of 25-year-old Pam Kahanis stunned the Orlando, Florida Naval Base where she had been stationed. And it sent officers, hat in hand, to the door of loved ones, carrying the message every military family dreads. And the details only made the moment worse.
He said, Pam's been murdered. And, I just lost it.
He said Pam was killed, Pam is dead. And of course, we couldn't believe it. Nobody could believe it.
In a painful twist of fate, much of Pam's large family was already gathered in Minnesota, hopeful to see their conquering hero at their annual reunion.
Every summer we tried to get together, so that was the weekend we picked, hoping maybe Pam would be able to join us. She graduated and she had a report back Monday morning.
But now, Pam's family had to accept the reality that she was never coming home. It was a devastating blow for loved ones who knew how hard Pam had worked to achieve her dream of following in her father's footsteps. proud was your family of the fact that Pam had just graduated basic training?
My parents were proud of her because they believed in serving the country. We were all proud of her.
She wanted to travel, she wanted to see the world more, try something new. I knew she could do it.
But before Pam could even begin her new journey, her life had been taken in a savage act of violence. Investigators hope that her autopsy report might provide them with their first lead in the pursuit of justice. Could the medical examiner determine how long Pam's body lied on that lot?
They said that they estimated time of death around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And she was found 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, so 6 hours.
The time frame was based on the contents of Pam's stomach.
The autopsy stated that she had vegetable matter that was recently digested. It implied that she had a meal right before she was killed.
One of the receipts detectives found at the crime scene helped support the ME's finding.
There's a receipt from a Chinese food restaurant. It's dated at 1:09 in the morning.
The ME's report indicated that Pam was killed approximately an hour later. And there was more.
Pam did die a violent death. She was strangled. She had a broken hyoid bone. Her nose was broken. She had contusions to her head. She had contusions to her chest.
Is it your view that the struggle lasted a long time?
Several minutes.
The autopsy also provided a finding that surprised investigators.
No sexual assault, but it was an attempt.
There was a pubic hair on her left shoulder, and on the side of her underwear, there was a stain that they later determined to be semen.
Analysts also found a mysterious grease stain on Pam's rolled-up left pant leg. Did they have any way of knowing how the grease stain could have ended up on Pam's pants?
They speculated that it could have been from maybe riding on a motorcycle.
The medical examiner's report had given police several pieces of physical evidence, and investigators hoped that retracing Pam's last known movements would lead them to a suspect to compare them against. What was going on that weekend for the recruits?
They were celebrating the fact that they had just graduated from boot camp. A lot of them would have parties. Some would go to the beach.
Investigators spoke with everyone on the base who might have seen Pam in the hours leading up to her murder. Did the recruits have any idea who could have been responsible?
No, they didn't have any idea. She kept to herself. She was quiet.
But several of her classmates had seen Pam at the local mall the afternoon before she had been discovered. The sightings lined up with the receipts police had found near her body. What story did the receipts tell?
It gave a timeline of her shopping. She had purchased a swimsuit around 3:15 in the afternoon.
But for now, what happened between those purchases and Pam's final meal remained unclear. Then, after dozens of interviews, investigators got the name of one recruit who might know the answer.
There was some testimony that classmates may have seen her at the on-base bar on that Saturday evening, dancing with a male.
Who was the person that they pointed to?
Jamie Bowers. She was last seen dancing with him.
Investigators trying to solve the murder of Pam Kahanis wanted to talk to Naval Petty Officer Jamie Bowers. Witnesses claimed that they had seen Bowers dancing with Pam in the hours before she was killed. What happened when investigators questioned Jamie Bowers?
When they initially contacted him, They were taking his fingerprints and photographs, but they did not tell him what it was in reference to.
But Bowers made it clear he knew why he was there.
Jamie asked if it was in reference to the Pam Kahanis murder, and the investigators told him yes, it was.
Before police could even ask Bowers how he knew Pam, the petty officer began to tell police his theory of how the crime had unfolded. Did investigators find that troubling?
Yes, it was suspicious. He thought potentially Pam went out with somebody who made sexual advances on her before she was attacked.
He estimated how far from the road she may have been, which was accurate to where she was found, and he talked about being the victim of a sexual assault.
The details seemed to be the kind only Pam's killer would have known.
That gave the investigators some pause.
What was your reaction?
It's very odd that he would do that. You got to go inside his head and say, why is he doing it? What's his goal here?
And as investigators took a closer look at Bowers, more red flags were raised. Did he have an alibi for that night?
He said he was home with his roommates.
Did those roommates say they saw him that night?
No, they said that they went to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning and Bowers was still not home at that point.
Detectives also learned that the petty officer had an eye for young women on the base.
He was known to be a drinker and would make numerous attempts to get female recruits to come to the house to party.
Something else shared with us is that he drove a motorcycle.
If there was any doubt in anyone's mind at that time of who the primary suspect was, it was gone.
Bowers' odd statements, along with his now shattered alibi, left investigators with many new questions.
They contacted him 2 days later, and they asked him for an official interview, and he refused. He shut down right away and wanted a lawyer.
How did you view the fact that he shut down and refused to answer any more questions?
Certainly suspicious, because in my mind, if you have nothing to hide, why won't you talk to law enforcement?
Investigators hoped that Pam's fellow recruits might be more helpful, but there were roadblocks everywhere. What kind of challenges did investigators face when they tried to get information from recruits?
A lot of her fellow recruits had already traveled back home or to their next duty station.
Everybody is scattering. They're going to their new assignments. They're traveling throughout the country.
By the time investigators had tracked down their far-flung witnesses, memories of those chaotic hours after graduation had already begun to fade. And in the days before advanced DNA testing, police had no physical evidence to connect Bowers to the crime. Weeks turned into months, and the investigation slowly ground to a halt. What happened after that?
The case went cold.
It was a difficult time for Pam's loved ones.
It didn't seem like a lot was happening.
We always hoped it would be solved. We hoped they would find him, but we were worried.
As the years turned into more than a decade without answers, those fears only grew. But what Pam's family didn't know was the detectives had quietly resumed their investigation. How was it decided that the case should be reopened?
There was a report that the hair on her left shoulder was a Caucasian hair.
Detectives hoped that the hair might be the physical evidence they needed to link Jamie Bowers to the crime. What happened this time when law enforcement sat down with him?
He was cooperative.
In fact, Bowers quickly admitted that he had known Pam and recalled spending time with her that weekend.
He could not remember if it was Friday or Saturday night, but he said he danced with Pam and drove her back on his motorcycle to the barracks there on base where she was living.
The new details were stunning. Bauer's description of his motorcycle seemed to explain an odd clue found at the crime scene: the grease stain on her uniform's left pant leg.
Her uniform that was found with her, one of the pant legs was rolled up, which was always of interest.
They speculated that it could have been from maybe riding on a motorcycle.
Once again, Bauer seemed to recognize that his own words had placed him in the crosshairs of the investigation. And a conversation with his ex-wife seemed to confirm he was now looking for a cover story.
Jamie had called her after his interview and asked her to tell investigators that they met prior to Pamela being found, that they were already in a relationship, which, according to the ex-wife, they were not.
The story resonated with investigators who already knew Bowers had no one who could account for where he was on the night of Pam's murder.
She felt that he was asking her to alibi him so he couldn't possibly have committed this murder.
But instead of exonerating Bowers, his ex-wife told detectives a story that appeared incriminating. She said back then Bowers not only rode a motorcycle, he also owned a car.
She told investigators that he had an old Hornet and that he had ripped all the interior out of it.
That really had to increase your suspicions about Bowers.
My first thought was, if you have a car that's not worth much of anything, why are you spending the money to gut it and reupholster it? What are you trying to cover up in that car?
Investigators wondered if Bowers had used that car to transport Pam's body to the vacant home where it was found. The new details left detectives hopeful that they were now closing in on an arrest and justice for Pam Kahanis. The Seminole County Sheriff's Office had joined forces with the NCIS to compile a strong circumstantial case against their prime suspect in the murder of Pam Kahanis. Review for me at this point of the investigation where Jamie Bowers stood. What did you have on him? What didn't you have?
They had suspicions regarding his story, his roommates not being able to alibi him for that evening, him stating that he did meet Pam and dance with her.
When Pam's body had been found, the evidence at the crime scene indicated she had been transported there in a car after she was dead.
He had a car. Around the time they met, he pulled all the seats and the carpeting out of the vehicle. Makes investigators think, why?
And the answer now seemed obvious.
I have no reason why he would do that, other than, obviously, to get rid of any evidence that might be contained within. So we're trying to find carpet fibers, trying to do anything we could to match that vehicle to the crime scene.
But investigators also had an easier way to seal the case against Bowers. Advances in DNA technology would provide them with the physical evidence they needed to arrest him.
It was around this time that they tested the underwear and was able to determine that they could get a profile off the underwear.
Detectives had also obtained a sample of Bowers' DNA for comparison. Did his DNA match any of the evidence at the crime scene?
Jamie's DNA did not match.
Everything we did to associate Bowers with the crime scene, it didn't work. There was nothing there. He was immediately eliminated.
It was a stunning blow for detectives. All the damning statements and clues that made Jamie Bowers a suspect were actually nothing more than an unfortunate coincidence.
There comes a point in time where you just gotta say, okay, it's not him.
The case was back to square one, and investigators struggled to move it forward for nearly a decade. Describe to me what the status of the investigation was.
It was open. I thought DNA would eventually solve it after whoever the suspect was got arrested and had to have their DNA uploaded into CODIS.
Detective Bob Janes retired in 2015 without being able to give Pam's family the answers they so desperately needed. How frustrating was that?
Very frustrating. It's disheartening.
What bothers you the most about the situation you found yourself in?
It's almost like I failed. I didn't want to leave it unsolved, but I knew Jennifer, Investigator Spears, would resolve it. I knew she would do it.
And that faith seemed to have been rewarded when Detective Spears got a new lead on a retired Navy man named Al Green. How did the tip come in about Al Green?
There was a crime line tip suggesting we should look at Al Green because he was in the military and had a violent disposition.
And there was more to the caller's story.
Al Green grew up 3 houses to the south of the house where Pam was dumped.
When you heard that, what was your reaction?
Let's put everything we got right now into Al Green.
Detectives decided to bring the now 58-year-old in for questioning. During his interview, Green claimed the only details he knew about the crime had come from his family or news headlines.
I didn't even know her name. My mom told me about it.
Green also claimed he was at sea the night the murder took place. Detective Spears dug into the potential alibi.
I was able to determine that the ship he was assigned to was in port at the time. His ex-wife believed he was actually home at his parents' house the weekend that the murder happened.
Court records from the couple's divorce seemed to back that up. They indicated Green and his wife were separated on the night of Pam's murder. Detective Spears thought she was on the brink of solving the case when she obtained a sample of Green's DNA for testing. Did it match any of the evidence from the crime scene?
It did not. You get your hopes up that this is it, and then you get the call that it's not a match. And now you got to go back and start again from the beginning.
But instead of accepting defeat, Detective Spears vowed to work even harder.
I just wanted to see, is there anything that was missed that could give us that little key we need to move forward?
And her relentless pursuit of the truth was about to pay off. Detective Jen Spears was willing to explore any avenue that might lead her to the killer of Pam Kahanas. And the most promising routes involved advances in DNA testing, including the earliest uses of forensic genealogy.
The military sent me an email about reaching out to a lady at Identifinders, Colleen Fitzpatrick, and seeing if she could help us.
What did that process yield?
Colleen ended up taking the DNA profile and calling me the following day, letting me know that our suspect was an African American.
Detective Spears was stunned. The findings were at odds with what she had been told for years. Throughout the investigation, it was believed that a Caucasian man had left that hair on the victim. Didn't that blow apart all the underpinnings of this case?
A mistake was made by labeling it a Caucasian hair. It was a shock.
In fact, the investigation had lost more than a decade due to a simple clerical error. Now you have a finding that essentially told you you had wasted your time. That reality had to hit hard.
It's like a gut punch. You're now starting over again, and all I could think of is her family.
But that crushing blow was followed by a huge break as the science of genealogy continued to improve. And as the techniques advanced, so did the results. Did you really think that technology was going to help you solve this case?
I was certainly hoping so.
And what was the result of the testing?
After we collected DNA from numerous people, we were able to come down to 2 brothers as the possible suspect.
How did you narrow the killer down to just one brother?
Honestly, just looking at the 2 driver's licenses, I knew it was going to be Thomas Garner.
Detective Spears' conclusion was really just a hunch based on a mind-boggling coincidence. The address on Garner's 2019 driver's license was incredibly familiar to her.
Back in the early 90s, I lived in the exact apartment that he was living in. Not just the same complex or building, but the exact apartment. To me, it was just a sign it was going to be Thomas Garner.
And a quick dive into Thomas Garner's background supported her hunch. The 59-year-old former Navy man had been stationed on the same base as Pam back in 1984. Still, investigators needed more to move forward. Detective Spears and NCIS agent Bill Elfline went undercover to watch him.
We set up a surveillance for Thomas Garner, hoping that we'd get lucky and he would throw away a cup, would throw away a cigarette, a straw, a napkin, something.
But what actually happened was even better.
We were able to watch him dump some trash into the trash compactor. We were able to retrieve it and send off several items for testing to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
It was a 1-for-1 match with the DNA found on Pamela's underwear and under her fingernails. It was amazing.
Investigators now have the evidence they needed to meet their new prime suspect face to face.
Yeah. Hey, sir, how you doing? My name is Bill Elfline. I'm a special agent with the Naval Criminal Investigative Service. Yeah. Are you Mr. Tom Garner? Yeah.
What happened when you spoke with Garner directly the first time?
He denied any knowledge of the case, denied any involvement at all.
We're conducting an investigation concerning a female sailor, a recruit. This is her right here. Her name is Pamela Kahanis. Does she look familiar to you?
I don't recognize her.
He claimed he did not know her. He did not recognize her from the photographs. He would not have had sex with her. He couldn't help us.
But unbeknownst to Gardner, his denials, coupled with the DNA match, were almost as good as a confession. On March 13, 2019, 35 years after her murder, Thomas Garner was arrested for the murder of Pam Kahanis. Were you the one who handcuffed him?
Yes.
What did it mean to you to be able to do that?
The world.
I don't have anything on me. I just got my ID card.
In the interrogation room, investigators revealed the compelling evidence compiled against Gardner. But his story never changed.
If you didn't have sex with Pamela Kahanis, how did your semen get on her?
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, this is bizarre. This is almost like the Twilight Zone.
Mr. Garner, I know we can go round and round like this. We can prove that you were with her sexually when she died. This is your opportunity.
I might need to have an attorney.
Right. So we're going to cease asking any more questions. We're going to transport you to the Seminole County Jail, where you'll be booked on first-degree murder.
After Garner was behind bars, the investigators boarded a plane to Minnesota to share the news with Pam's loved ones. Take me inside that very emotional experience. How did your conversation with Pam's family start?
I opened my laptop and played a video for them.
What is this? I mean,
This is our day yesterday. They heard me tell him that he was under arrest for the 1984 murder of Pamela Kahanis.
no! You got something? Oh.
They had someone. They arrested someone. I just couldn't believe it.
Were you relieved?
Yeah. Just the happiest day.
Oh, you're kidding me. I just can't believe it. This is never going to happen when I'm alive.
And Detective Spears presented Pam's family with a very special memento. What did you give them?
I gave them the pair of handcuffs that I purchased just for him. They were brand new, and he was the only one that had been in them.
And the journey to justice didn't end with witnessing Garner's arrest. Pam's family was also able to watch as a jury sealed Garner's fate.
Were you in the courtroom when the verdict was read? Yes. Sheer delight. It was unbelievable. We were so excited because it looks like a slam dunk, but you just don't know.
Were you relieved when you heard the word guilty?
Elated, emotional. I thought, thank God they got it right.
No one knows how or why Garner murdered Pam, but investigators have a theory. How do you think Pam crossed paths with her killer?
I feel that she was walking back to the base that day with her bags, and he picked her up.
He talked her into getting to the car, and then it went bad. His intent was evil from the time that he made contact with her.
Pam's family will never understand why Garner chose to do the unthinkable. Their goal each day is to find a way to move forward despite the huge void in their lives. When you reflect on what you missed out on with your sister, with her life being so severely cut short, what comes to mind?
She missed everything. We're a close-knit family, and she didn't get to be a part of it. It's terrible. She did nothing wrong to him. He didn't even know her. I mean, he's just a monster.
What impact did her loss have on your family?
My mother was always very strong, but I don't believe she ever got over it.
I lost my sister, and so it never leaves me. It never will leave me. So is justice served? I don't know.
Just weeks after the conviction of Thomas Garner, his DNA linked him to a shockingly similar murder of another young woman in Hawaii. We'll keep you posted. I'm Paula Zahn. Please join us again next time when we're back on the case.